Hi, welcome, Emma Hill here. Today I thought I'd come to you and share with you a book which is really inspiring and might help you as it's helped me. And it's called Keep Going and it's by Austin Kleon. Now the reason for this is because I listened to a podcast called Art to Life with Nicholas Wilton, and he was interviewing Austin Kleon. And I've also heard another episode on Create where he's also been interviewed. Both interviews are great. And it reminded me about the book, which I have read a long while ago. And also I've got another couple of his books that are really good too. And it just got me thinking that while I've been struggling to get back into painting, finding my way, it was just a really good reminder to keep on going. So I thought I'd just read you the beginning bit. I wrote this book because I needed to read it. A few years ago, I'd wake up every morning, check the headlines on my phone and feel as if the world had gotten dumber and meaner overnight. Meanwhile, I'd been writing and making art for more than a decade, and it didn't seem to be getting any easier. Isn't it supposed to get easier? Well, that's what I ask myself all the time, and that's been 20 years. And it just seems to get harder. So everything got better for me when I made peace with the fact that it might not ever get easier. The world is crazy, creative work is hard. Life is short and art is long. Whether you're burned out, starting over, or wildly successful, the question is always the same: how to keep going. This book is a list of 10 things that have helped me. I wrote it primarily for writers and artists, but I think that the principles apply to anyone trying to sustain a meaningful and productive creative life, including entrepreneurs, teachers, students, retirees, and activists. Many of the points are the things I've stolen from others. I hope you'll find some things worth stealing too. There are no rules, of course. Life is an art, not a science. Your mileage may vary. Take what you need and leave the rest. Keep going and take care of yourself, and I'll do the same. So I thought it was really interesting because it went through different avenues of where you kind of block yourself, I guess, and how to get back into the mood of it or let the flow come back. And I guess there's a few obvious ones like tidying your space up and just playing with your materials. But what I like best, I think, is forget the noun and do the verb. And I think it's very much about the doing and the making and the process. And it's not necessarily, if we don't get all tied up about the result of this has got to be something amazing, then maybe we can just enjoy the moment, and enjoying the moment, we find something quite unique and beautiful. And if we don't, then it's just a matter of continuing to explore and continue with the process of finding your way. So yeah, I really liked it. And also the other thing that it mentioned, which was an interesting thing for myself, or reminding me, is this idea of rituals, of what artists or creatives might do to get them into the flow or to help them feel or get into that creative mode. And I think for myself, it's swimming, it's going out in nature, it's going for a jog or whatever it might be. And then it reminded me about writing. I used to do like 3 pages every morning. And I haven't done that for a good couple of months. And I guess it's a bit of a brain dump, or it's it could be about a dream, it could be who's driving me nuts, it could be, but mostly it's about creative ideas that I'll just quickly write down and then forget about it. But in the way of writing it down, it is like you own it or you have it there for your record. So not that I've looked back at anything I've written, but it's just a way of knowing that something's there. And I guess it's a way of, it's like automatic writing. When it all comes out, then it's in a flow and suddenly you get sparks of ideas. So I think that's really good. And it's quite strange because in these moments, I've come back to the same thing. So I've had a gap and then it comes back and it's trees. So once again, and then another podcast, the podcast I listen to, trees again, and I'm focusing and I've got this energy guiding me to trees, which it has done for 2 years. And I'm thinking maybe it's about time I listen a bit more carefully and actually go for that and keep going with it rather than giving up. So this book was good in that, in the sense that I continued. And also where I had a disastrous start on the painting I was working on, I did continue and I was really happy in the end. So it just goes to show, if you just keep on going, and I think let go of the outcome, but just be within the process of the making and the doing, then it will show, you get the results in the end. Anyway, thank you for listening. And just to let you know, he's also done these 2 books, which are also good. Thank you. Goodbye.